here
Yep,
tonight.
so you're running the
Yes,
meeting.
yeah.
I'm gonna shut this just because there's another meeting across the hall. Good evening, Rich. Should I have moved this?
Okay,
No, that can stay
you're
muted.
live.
You shouldn't have to touch it.
All right, you are live.
Hi. Good evening. Today is Monday.
This conference will now be recorded.
Oh, sorry. Today is Monday, November 17th, 2025. Welcome to the Auburn Board of Health, which will be held hybrid. Anyone wishing to join this meeting can join in person. Information is on the Auburn Town website. I was going to say the Auburn Guide, but the Auburn Town website. Thank you. You can join by remote participation by calling 1-224-501-3412. Access code 236-529-341. And the website, globalgotomeeting.com, is there as well. And the website is the auburnmass.gov. It is now 6:11, and we'll have a call to order.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I think we do have to say that.
Oh.
To join by computer.
Oh, we need to read the whole thing.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Thank you.
We do need to read the website, so let me go back to that. It would be https://global go to meeting, all one word, .com/join/23652931.
Thank you.
Okay. And now we'll have a call to order, and if I call your names, just signal that, say aye, that you're here. Carol Westerman.
Aye. Here.
And members of the board, Darlene Coyle,
Here.
Jordan Brusso,
Here.
Roxana Kennedy.
Here.
Thank you. And is there anything that we'll be reviewing or adding to today's agenda?
Actually, we will have one modification. The minutes we're going to hold for the next meeting.
Okay.
Everything else will be the same.
All right, great. Again, it's 6:12 as we move forward, and we will have a discussion of the health fee schedule, which I understand you've been working on.
Yes, absolutely. So I want to, in in your packets, we have a document that a lot of time and energy went into. Jordan has been working with our regional inspector, Ally, and they were able to put together this kind of a snapshot of towns in Central Mass in close proximity to us that have some similarities in size or services. So this kind of gives you a snapshot of fees. In the first column, you'll see we have Auburn's fees, and then we have a comparison of there's about 6 to 8 other towns that are our sister towns, and also Worcester. Obviously, Worcester is city, but it's good to have a comparison for how we would compare to city fees. One thing that I do want to point out is that as part of doing this comparison, there are some fees that are unique to each town. So sometimes you may be reading this where it may not have any information. That may indicate that those towns don't have that fee, or you may see something that we don't have that particular fee where another town may. So we wanted to kind of give you a reference, and this is really just an introduction for the board to kind of take a look at it. We're looking at fees. The last time the fee schedule was updated was about six or so years ago, back in 2019. And since that time, we have done a lot of things in the office that we understand we're taking more time to do certain subjects. I mean, I know right off the bat, I can tell you, certain things under food. When the schedule was created, there are a lot of different food permit fees, and I think that reflects, establishments that we have had. But since that time, we've also had some changes at the state level for them combining certain types of food establishments and looking at retail food, food service, high-risk places, and then low-risk places. So there's kind of some more conversations happening at the state level where we wanted to kind of take that into consideration with the fee schedule that we had back six plus years ago with what's happening now. And Jordan and Tim are constantly working with these new food businesses that come to town, and quite honestly, it has been good because Tim is a fairly newer inspector, so going out and having him see it with a fresh set of eyes, and looking at him taking a look at the businesses and seeing what they're doing. Jordan has spent a lot of time when her and Tim are out in the field, identifying what items need to be looked at maybe a little bit closer, and some items like a little bit not as detailed. So for example, like a food service restaurant that has some complex operations that may have like a HACCP plan. So for example, if somebody is serving like sushi or some reduced packaging. So those type of operations need more time and more review versus a place that's only selling prepackaged non-potentially hazardous foods. So taking into that kind of change over the past several years, wanted to at least put that out to you. It's maybe not something that you would normally see because, you know, with the fee schedule, there's many different establishments. So we're looking to, Jordan and I looked at it separately, and it's kind of funny because we had some similar comments, where, why do we have so many of these? Like, can we consolidate, can we make it a little simpler for somebody that is coming to town, wants to open a new business, can we make this a little bit easier? So that means that you may see some less categories, but making the categories simplified so that we're exactly permitting the essential operations and seeing what else we can take out as a redundancy. Over the past several years too, we've had a lot more body art places, so a lot more tattoo places. It's become very like kind of a big business with cosmetic tattooing. And so before, you know, kind of old school, you'd go in, get a tattoo, someplace on your body. Now it's much more, many choices, so you can do eyebrows and eyeliner, and I think they even do maybe lips, you know. So they have all different types of services that would be maybe a little bit different than how we normally did body art in the past. I remember body art places years and years ago, and they were more so like you'd get a tattoo and we would do the inspections, but now it's a little bit different so that we're looking at different things.
Right, now I think that there's establishments that like do injections, like lip fillers and Botox.
Yes, so we've actually had some places that Jordan has talked to, and there's all different types of
IV infusions,
Yes,
therapies
yes,
like that.
yeah.
so there's certain things that the state licenses, and then figuring out, like, is that something that would fall under the Board of Health purview? So that's also, over the past several years, we've had some of those conversations as well. So you will probably see from this fee schedule, things that we are not gonna make changes to because we feel like the amount of time that we're spending on it, and in comparison to other towns, really there's no change. I went through and there's a whole bunch of those that I think we're in a great position on those. But the things that have come up are things that have taken time in the office for both Jordan, Tim, myself, in answering those type of more complicated questions and making sure that establishments are handling the requirements of what they need. And then also, I think another area that we wanted to talk about is like pools. We've had, really haven't had a lot of change in that area, except this past year we had a beautiful pool that Jordan and Tim worked with a new apartment complex, and it was great. So something like that, seen from like literally start to finish, that hasn't happened in town for a long, long time. So for reference, some of the hotels have had swimming pools, and so yes, we have permitted swimming pools in the past, but this was putting in like literally a brand
Construction
new,
of it all.
you know, kind of very fancy pool. So we wanted to at least go through and present this for you so that you could take some time, look at it. We do have some discussions going on within the office about some, like a recommendation on what the schedule would look like. We will bring you like literally just the actual schedule at the next meeting. So we would have the actual schedule and then probably a recommendation right next to the existing fees. And then we are proposing at least some discussion for increases just for the items that would take a good amount of time. And really kind of we want to make sure that the fee is reflective of the time that it takes for the town to work through, review, inspect, and get that establishment issued a permit. So we're looking at all of it. Do you have any questions in, and I know, you'll spend some time looking at this, but does anything, do you want to offer any recommendation for things that maybe you have heard anybody from the public talking about permits or fees? I know fees are never a popular thing to increase at any time, but also like I do feel 6 years, it's, it's time to at least take a look at it and see if there's any changes that need to be made. And also, actually, Jordan brought this up, and I do think it's important for you to know, we're not proposing these changes to be made for this permit renewal season, because we're going into our time of year that we renew all the permits. We're not looking to do that for this renewal.
So it'd be FY '27?
So it actually would go into, for calendar year 2026.
Okay.
So we'll go through, make the recommendation, see if there's any discussion that we need to happen. And so we're hoping to be able to get this updated in the next 1 to 2 meetings, if the board is comfortable with that. So again, for the renewals that would be happening for now until we get everybody through. Most of the permits for high volume are going to be like our food establishments. We have yearly permits for like tanning, beach, pool. We have
Septic haulers,
yeah.
just haulers in general, trash, recycling, septic,
Installers.
installers.
Yeah. So we would be doing that under the current fee schedule for that. It's really 2026, the fees would go into effect. So that's what, again, we're proposing, unless the board would want to see something different.
Thank you for all the work into this. I
Yeah.
know that this is an enormous amount of work when we do different salary schedules, gathering all that information, collaborating, it is a lot. So.
Yeah. It's helpful to have something
Yep.
nice,
A baseline, yeah.
so that you can kind of see it all the way across.
Yep.
And our regional inspector, Ally, has really kind of jumped in. She offered to do this for us, and so that definitely saves some time.
Absolutely, it really gives a good picture.
So the next steps would be that we would bring this to the next meeting with a recommendation up for obviously your discussion and input, and once we get to something the board's comfortable with, we can answer questions. If we have any proposed increases, we would look for a vote from the board. Does that sound,
Yep.
Are you comfortable with that? Okay, that's great. And also the Board of Health fees are, the Board of Health fees have always been voted by the Board of Health, so that's under general law.
Sounds great.
Jordan, do you want to offer anything else?
No, that you hit all the main points. I think the other big thing would just be consolidating and figuring out how we can do that for our existing establishments and making sure that they're still properly covered with what they had. If we do consolidate some of the food permits, and we'd consider adding, we've talked about the proposed Body Works regulations. We would want to include fees so that when that regulation is at a public hearing and voted here, we would be able to have those fees ready to go.
So trying to look ahead as well,
Yeah.
you know, for what we need down the road.
So do you want to make a motion to move this plan forward, or?
No,
Okay.
we'll bring it to the next meeting and then we can, see what the board wants to do at that point.
Okay.
Is that,
Yep.
if that's acceptable?
Sounds good.
Okay,
Absolutely.
wonderful. All right, so we have a series of updates for you. So we have the solid waste and recycling, the yard waste schedule. I think I may have mentioned this at the last meeting, but because we're actually in yard waste collection happening right now, I just wanted to highlight again.
Yes.
So we started the yard waste collection, so just for in general knowledge for people that don't know about this, the town of Auburn, for anybody that is on the solid waste and recycling system, so that's the municipal service that we offer, the town's hauler, who we contract with, does yard waste pickup twice a year. So they do it in the spring and the fall. So we're in the fall collection. We started on November 3rd, so a couple weeks ago we started with the pickup. That means that anybody who has the regular pickup is, if your day is Monday for your trash and recycling pickup, you put your yard waste out for these weeks that are identified on the yard waste collection, and your yard waste will get picked up curbside. So it's a pretty awesome, awesome system. We've had, you know, really good luck with it, and over the past several years, we really have worked with the hauler to try to make sure that we're minimizing any misses and finding a way to do that. And we've kind of come to, yeah, kind of come a long way on that. Years ago, there was one pickup on Saturday, and it would go around town, and unfortunately, a lot of people got missed. So they changed to this system, and this has worked a lot better. So it started the beginning of November. We are in our third week, so literally this is our third week for pickup. The week of Thanksgiving, we're skipping because people are going to be spending time with family, so we're not doing that week. And then we're trying something new this year. We're going the week after Thanksgiving. So December 1st through the 5th, that will be the final week for yard waste pickup. And that has come about with our solid waste and recycling coordinator, Colleen Hines. We kind of talked through, got some customer feedback, and we decided that people were asking, geez, you know, the leaves, you never really know when the leaves are going to fall,
True.
so it's really kind of, it's not an exact science, but we had people that were asking, you know, can we get another pickup? So we're trying it this way. We're using 4 weeks, but we're splitting them up in a different way. So I just wanted to highlight the yard waste collection. We're in our third week. The week of Thanksgiving next week, we'll skip that week, and then we'll pick it back up for the last collection is December 1st through the 5th. And then we also have this flyer on the town website, social media, and anybody that has any questions should just call our office. So just wanted to highlight because
great.
I'm proud that we do that, and I think it's a great service. And then some of these other community events, Jordan has been part of all of these. I'm going to have her go through
Sure.
and highlight some fun things here?
So we'll start off with our annual flu clinic. We had our flu clinic on October 8th. We vaccinated 32 individuals. We did open it up to our town employees. So it was at our seniors, Auburn Senior Center, but it was geared towards seniors, and then we did allow, we had the registration open for a couple of weeks before we sent it out to our town employees, and opening it up to people that worked for Auburn. So that was a nice turnout for us. We enjoy doing vaccine clinics every fall. Our public health nurse and one of her colleagues were able to do it. They've been doing it for the last 3 years with us, and of course the public health nurse much longer, but they are a tried and true duo. They make it as pain-free as possible, and everyone has gotten their shots here have always had very positive reviews with getting their shots at the senior center in a less clinical setting. So our community day, this was a fun family fun day that we did at Auburn Youth and Family Services. This was Friday, October 10th. Auburn Youth and Family Services offered a fun day where we had volunteers. I think Bill O'Connor, I'm sorry, yeah, that's his last name, Captain Bill O'Connor with the fire department was grill master. He grilled up hot dogs and burgers for the families. We offered touch-a-truck, so we had fire, police, DPW, and I believe we had some trash trucks from Casella this year, so that the kids could go up and see the big equipment, and of course they were able to honk the horns and turn on the lights and sirens to some of the vehicles. So that was a big hit with the kids. Face painting, and they also had some outdoor games like soccer and cornhole. Casella also joined us for this event, so they were able to offer some recycling games that they had for the kids. That was a big hit. And it's just a good day to have some families come join Auburn Youth and Family Services in the community and get outside and come together. So that was a nice feel good community day. Oh, we had a guest star, our animal control officer, Tanya Corbo. She was able to bring one of the animals that was at our shelter, a guinea pig. She was a wonderful hit. All the kids loved seeing her. Of course, it was October, so she did have a fun Halloween costume. I think she was a unicorn.
It was a riot.
It was a great hit.
Kids loved it.
It was a really fun time. And
And then we also had a lot of volunteers and community partners. We had a donation of a ice cream truck as well at the end. Sally D'Angelo and her team, they do an amazing job. The health department works very closely with them, and they do a lot of community work. I think we've been working with Sally on this. I think this is the second or the third.
I think this is our third
Third, yeah.
community day that we've done.
It's unbelievable
yeah.
what they do over there for all different families. So they have a food pantry. They've got a clothing closet. So there's a lot of families that we come across that they've also helped as well. So this was a lighter day and something we just wanted you to know. Health department is 100% on board with.
Yeah, it is a really fun day to see how all of the different community partners can come in. I think Masterman's, they loaned the grill for the day. I think they were the ones that donated the ice cream truck. National Honor Society usually has some volunteers from the high school. Usually they do the face painting and helping with the little kids. It's really just a wonderful day to have everyone come together, and you can see that Auburn might not feel like a small town, but it still has that small town charm where everyone cares about each other.
Yeah.
So it was a fun day.
And the schools also, the superintendent is very supportive, you know, and really kind of that connection of the kids and their families, so.
Yeah.
Just wanted to let you know something good.
Yay, that is
We
good.
need more of that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So on to our next fun event.
Yay, yeah.
We had the Halloween pet parade at
yes.
Pappas.
Oh,
So Tanya Corbo, our new animal control officer, she had this wonderful idea to have a pet parade. So it was at Pappas on, I believe it was October 25th, is that what it was?
It was the Wednesday right before Halloween.
Yeah.
So it was 29th,
Okay.
yeah.
I wasn't able to attend the event. Darlene did wonderful announcing everything and
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was the first time that we've tried something like this. It was also like a preview for the Goddard Centennial that is happening next year. So 2026 is 100 years to celebrate Dr.
That's gonna be amazing.
Robert Goddard and his wife. So this was kind of like a theme. You could dress your pet any way you want, but if you could do it as a theme for a rocket or rocketry. So it was a fun night. It was a little chilly, but first of, hopefully we'd like to try it again.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of great things about that, a lot
Oh,
of good
nice.
press and a lot of Facebook posts.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just wanted to let you know that was something that our department put forward, so.
yeah, that was it was another feel-good event. I think they did have a contest, so they had different categories. With the best homemade costume, the best rocket costume, the best duo costume. I think there was a baby and her dog, and they won the best duo costume. So it was a lot of good wholesome fun. So we're really excited to offer that again in the future as well. And then something in the spirit of giving, we have our food pantry that we're trying to raise awareness on for the Auburn Youth and Family Services. So as Darlene mentioned, Auburn Youth and Family Services is a nonprofit in town that they operate a food pantry. They have a clothing center. They have some social services as well, and family activities. So as we've all heard on the news, times are pretty challenging, and with the holidays upon us, we just want to see if anyone's willing and able to donate non-perishable canned goods to Auburn Youth. We have set up donation boxes at Town Hall and Town Manager's Office, which is 102-104 Central Street, the Auburn Police Station, 416 Oxford Street North, the Auburn Fire Station over on 47 Auburn Street, and then the public library at 369 Southbridge Street. So we've been getting a lot of donations, and we're able to coordinate getting those food donations over to Auburn Youth for their food pantry.
There's a lot of need right now.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
is. So, again, we do, they're collecting the food, we're just helping to
Raise
support, yep, for awareness, yep.
So I think that's it for our flyer announcements.
And then I think the next, I think I touched upon it, the permit renewals. So we're gonna be putting out the permit renewals. Again, that's an annual process. Roxana is new to us, but we're going to be teaching her the renewal process. That is something that will be happening in the next few weeks. So we'll keep you updated. Typically, we have really good turnout on that, so people typically get those permit renewals. The processing comes back before the end of the year. but we do like a lot of calls to just do reminders, should somebody somehow miss it. So just wanted to let you know on that. And then the final item is going to be the public health nurse provided the report for communicable disease. And I guess, are there any questions from the board? Anything?
None for me.
Okay. Join, anything else?
I think that's it for this meeting. We have our homework for the fee schedules, and we'll have more information for you on that.
Okay. Roxanne, anything?
Nope, I'm
Okay.
good.
All right, wonderful.
All right, so that's it then. I will say good night and thank you for anyone who's joined.
I will take a motion.
And a motion to adjourn,
I make a motion to adjourn.
and I will second that motion. All in favor? Carol
Aye.
Westerman? Carolyn Griffin? Cool. Aye. Good night.
Thank you.
This conference is no longer being recorded.
6:44, Roxana.